let your love show. And you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Hello, everybody. We are back. Woohoo! Monday! All right. We are here to do some Monday mini medicine card readings. Yes. I've been looking forward to this all day. It's been kind of a hectic day. There's been a number of loved ones who have had or kind of in crisis or lots of stuff going on. And so coming into this sacred, safe space where everything is all right. I was actually at the river the other day. I'd been in a bit of a funk, and I went to the river to do pipe ceremony, to help myself center and remember who I am and all of that kind of stuff. And I was like asking my guides, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? I should know better. What's going on? And they were basically, well, what my guide reminded me of was there's a quote, if you've ever read Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman, one of the main kind of takeaway quotes from that moments. And my guides reminded me of that quote specifically. And then they said to look for, oops, I gotta close my window. In every moment, look for the divine presence, because every moment is sacred. No matter what's going on, there is never any more or any less divine presence than there is at any other moment. So, especially when you're out of it, when something unexpected happens, you're feeling crappy and low, that's what they said, look for the divine presence. In fact, I kind of wrote a little, I've actually started doing memes. I've got some memes I'm gonna put up on my Facebook page occasionally, and I'm gonna make some more, but I made a meme out of that. And basically, Goddess, let me see the divine presence in every moment. And then underneath they said, every moment is sacred. So, no matter what is going on, no matter what the world looks like, ultimately everything is okay. Every moment. You can even use a mantra, even in this moment. Even this moment is sacred. I had a mantra I used to use all the time. Even in this moment, I am whole. No matter what was going on, because you are divine light. You can't be anything other than divine light. And thus, there is nothing more powerful than you. You are indestructible. You are immortal. What could possibly stand against you, no matter what it is? Sorry, I'm kind of getting myself set up here as I'm talking, but you are divine, and in any moment, you are the divine presence in every moment. And, oh, my cards are jumping all over the place. All right. So, we have a couple of, I'm sitting here, I'm shuffling my cards. I had a couple jump out of the deck very dramatically. So these are bonus cards for everybody. So Blue Heron is about stillness. It's about alignment. It's about like Kyle Cease, I've mentioned Kyle Cease before, and he's like, it's not about money, it's not about the outside, it's about frequency. Heron brings along a model to keep your feet solidly in the earth, you know, with his feet in the mud, and then his tall, skinny legs raise him above the water, and water tends to be symbolize emotion, so it's kind of the topsy-turvy currents and waves of the everyday world, but Heron stands above that, so he has a perspective. And not only that, by standing in stillness, he allows the water around him to come to stillness. And by looking in his reflection, everything that he casts a shadow on the pond, and the fish are attracted to his shadow. So by looking at himself, looking at his reflection, everything he needs comes to him. You don't have to go out and get what you need. It's through alignment. You know, he's kind of like head in the sky, feet in the earth, that bridge between heaven and earth, and that alignment, everything you need comes to you. You are that divine presence. And Rabbit is about creative opportunities. Like when you're in that stillness, when you're in your divine presence, opportunities are going to come scampering out of the bushes like crazy. And if you miss one opportunity, there's always another one coming along. All right, so that's the bonus round. That's before we even get into our regular readings. So now that we're like 5 or 10 minutes into this, 7 minutes, was close. Let me introduce, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Patrick. I am your friendly neighborhood shaman. And what we are doing tonight, what we do every Monday night, is Monday mini medicine card readings. So I have this beautiful deck that is very well loved. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but a lot of the cards are a little bit earmarked, and there's little bits of crud on their edges. They're not the cleanest deck, but I've been using these for a long time. The thing about the medicine card deck is each card has a different animal in it. And so those are what we're going to use tonight. Because as a shaman, I love the tarot, I love mythology, I love symbology, I love the archetype, I love all of that stuff. But I haven't been formally trained in the tarot. I'm getting to know the tarot more and more because so many of my friends are tarot readers. So I start to learn a little bit and can include that in what I do as well. But, my sage just kind of crumbled, and I burnt my finger. But as a shaman, I am so much more connected to the animal kingdom. And when I'm doing card readings, I am actually, the cards are just the jumping off point. So I'm going to be smudging my cards here as we're talking. So you see a little bit of smoke coming up, that's what's going on. But the cards are just a jumping off place for me. You know, it gives my clients, if you're coming for a reading with me, it gives us something, an interface, something to look at, something to jump off from. But what I'm really doing is I'm connecting to the spirit of those animals to get what meanings are appropriate for that person, because every person's relationship to the animals is unique and different. So there, our cards are thoroughly smudged. And so And that's why if we have enough time, if I don't talk too much, at the end of this video, we're going to do a short guided shamanic journey so that you can connect with the animal themselves and get the message straight from their mouths. Because your relationship with the animals is different from my relationship with the animals, and they might have special and unique messages. Plus, I want to empower people. My whole thing is to teach people how to connect themselves to their guidance, and eventually, ultimately, to put myself out of a job, because nobody will need me because they can connect to their own spirit guides. Whoa. So anyway, so what we do, I pull 3 cards, and your job is to choose a number between 1 and 3, and then whichever card corresponds to the one you picked, or you feel free to pick 2 or all 3, that's fine. In fact, even though you might pick 1 card, any of them, they all will have some meaning to you. They're within your realm of experience. You'll hear them. Just because that's not the card you chose doesn't mean it doesn't have a message for you. So all 3 cards will mean something. And if you're coming in late, I advise you to rewatch this. After I'm done, I'm going to share this to my Facebook page and upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel, because we got a couple of bonus cards. As I was shuffling, a couple of cards jumped out. It was heron and it was the rabbit. So I'm not going to go back over, but if you want to find out what those meanings are, or if you want to call them in when we do our meditation at the end, you can find out for yourself what they mean. Okay, so let's pull 3 cards. Okay, choose your numbers. Awesome. All right. So you ready? Here we go. Number 1. If 1 was your card, you got the squirrel. Squirrel! Squirrel is about the abundance. It's not about abundance as in having a hoard of valuables, of coins, of gold, of money, counter to the way we think about squirrels and hoarding things. That's actually if squirrel medicine is out of balance. They do, keep some, but squirrel is about, it's kind of, if you missed my opening remarks and the bonus cards that jumped out of the deck, I really recommend you going back and rewatching the beginning of this, because I was just talking about, this fits with what I was saying, because squirrel is about being in the moment. And as I was saying before, every moment is sacred. No matter what's going on, no matter what is happening, where you are, what the situation is, every moment is sacred, simply because you are there and you are the divine presence. Okay? But anyway, so squirrel, rather than, we have this idea of squirrel squirreling away all those nuts for a rainy day, and, we have the cartoons with Chip and Dale and different things, getting all the nuts and acorns until the tree's bursting with them. But in reality, squirrel isn't thinking about the future. Squirrel is just so appreciative of the miracles, the gifts of the universe. Oh my God, look at the size of that acorn. And he'll grab the acorn and be grateful. Oh, grateful, grateful. And then he will go and he'll bury it. He receives it, and then he releases it. it's that flow. Even our money is called currency because it's meant to flow. It's not meant to sit in the bank of, multimillionaires, making it so that there's less and less flow. It's meant to flow. Abundance is about flow. It's not about stockpiling. So Squirrel is coming along to remind you of the riches of the universe, of the resources that you have that you're not seeing. Because Squirrel, in their joy, everything Squirrel does is play. They wrestle, they chase, they climb trees, they jump. And they're cool. Okay, I'll bring that up. When I was on a Vision Quest one time, I watched a squirrel come running across a branch, and just without even hesitating, without even pausing, he just like flung himself out into space and then landed on a tree that was like way far away. And I got the message. This is one of the messages from Squirrel today, is to take the leap, because there is always, how do I put it? It's like that. There's a song about the bird who landed on a branch that was too slight to carry him, but she kept singing because it wasn't the branch she was depending on, but her own wings. She knew she could fly. That's part of that's part of this message with Squirrel. It's almost like the Fool card in the Tarot. See, I know a little bit about Tarot. That flinging out and knowing that it's your ability to jump, to leap. There will always be a tree to catch you. That was one of the messages that came to me in a Vision Quest a few years ago. It was amazing watching these squirrels jump and leap and run. Anyway, so it's about every moment opening to receive with great joy, with great gratitude. Like, oh my God, the universe is so bountiful. Thank you. And so your resources are coming from all over the place. You're finding nuts and seeds and acorns all over the place. And then you're burying them, returning them to the earth, right? And then it's the earth who gives them back up to you. Come that cold winter day when you're hungry, you go, oh my God, there was that great big giant acorn that I buried over there. I'm going to go eat it now, right? And so by being in the flow, you always have resources. You are always taken care of. There is always enough. The universe, the earth supports you and will give you back everything that you give. And the thing is, the abundance doesn't stop there, because Squirrel can't possibly remember where he buried all the nuts. So rather than burying nuts and acorns, he's actually planting nuts and acorns. And they are growing into bushes and trees, which are abundantly, gleefully giving their abundance back to the earth, dropping nuts and seeds, so that by being in that flow and that gratitude and giving back, the seeds that he plants actually give to the entire area, all the woodland creatures. And because the tree is going to drop, the tree doesn't go, okay, I've dropped 100 nuts, that's enough, I'm done for the day. They just keep, fruiting and fruiting and fruiting. That's the nature of trees. I like Alan Watts had a quote about how, like the ocean waves, the universe peoples. It's just the nature of trees to fruit and to fruit and to fruit and to fruit. They don't worry about if it's too much. But by doing that, it's like it just keeps going and going and going, and exponentially benefiting everyone, right? So don't, if you're feeling, squirrel, if squirrel comes up reversed, I don't really do reverse with these mini readings because that would complicate things and we'd be here for hours. But if squirrel comes up in reverse in a reading I'm doing for someone, it's about scarcity mindedness, because it's like, oh my God, where's the next nut going to come from? And it's running around. And then that's where the hoarding comes in, because you're afraid of the future. You're more concerned about the future than you are about this moment. And if you're concerned about the future and survival rather than thriving, then you can't stay present. You can't receive in gratitude. And that just short circuits the whole thing. Because no matter how many nuts you have stored up in your tree, it's not going to be enough. And then you have to worry about whether they're going to get infected, or someone else is going to discover them and eat them all, or they're going to get infested with a disease or something, or rot. Because then you're giving your power away to the outside, what's outside of you. When you're true, gosh, that is really smoking and smoldering. See if I can, there we go. So remembering that your source of abundance, no matter what it is, whether it's money, food, clothing, shelter, whatever, the true source is your connection with source, literally. And like I said earlier too, it's not about the money, it's not about the abundance, it's about your frequency. So if you're in the frequency of scarcity and trying to figure out where everything's coming from, and not, taking it, it's you're taking on yourself the power, you're trying to take on yourself the power of the universe to figure out how things are going to work together. And it's kind of the opposite of faith and trust, because you're not trusting the universe to provide. So if that is how you are feeling, take a moment to relax and breathe. Breathe into this moment, this sacred, sacred moment, and know that you are the divine presence in your world. That everything you need comes to you from that place of connection, from that place of abundance. The universe is naturally abundant, and you are a beloved portion of that universe. You are part of source energy, and the universe wants nothing more than for you to thrive. And when then it becomes an adventure, because, oh my God, I need this stuff. I have no idea where it's going to come from. Oh boy, this is exciting. When you have that level, when you can nurture that level of trust and faith, then life becomes exciting. Becomes it's like a video game, really. You're like, okay, I need this. Where's it going to come from? Oh boy, and following the breadcrumbs to find out where it comes from. But it's funny how these things all work together, because I was just down at the river doing pipe ceremony just before this, and one of the things that came to me is along with the idea of the sacred moment is Schrodinger's cat. So bringing in a little bit of quantum physics here. If you don't know what Schrodinger's cat is, there was a scientist, Schrodinger, who did a thought experiment where you have a box and you put a cat into the box along with a vial of toxic gas. But the vial has a 50% chance, there's something in there, a chemical reaction. There's a 50% chance that the toxin will be released, and a 50% chance that it won't. So once you put both the cat And that toxin in the box, until you open the box, that cat is in a state of aliveness and deadness at the same time. And in this moment, no matter what it is you're worried about out there, how do I put this? This is kind of getting deeper than I expected to go, but like Schrodinger's cat, everything that is not in your immediate perceptive range right now is a field of probability. And depending on your frequency, when you open that box, you know, the other thing about quantum physics is observing something, observation being like perception changes the outcome of experiments. And so, like, you're worrying about money and where it's coming from, be in this moment right here, right now, knowing that you are the center of your reality. And until you look in your bank account or whatever, that it exists in abundance and scarcity at the same time. And depending on where your frequency is, if you believe that you can have, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars, whatever it is, you open your bank book and all of a sudden, boom, there's more money. It's going to come to you, just like the nuts. It's like, oh my God, I just got this opportunity and it's bringing in money and I'm having fun doing it, right? I actually have a card that I found, I have random oracle cards kind of tucked into books and under piles and different things. So as I go around my life, as I'm putting things away or opening books and stuff, I'll find a random oracle card. So it's like this random oracle card guidance throughout my day. And one of the ones that came up yesterday was something about the universe works fast when I'm having fun. So perception, fun, lightness that raises your frequency has everything to do with what you find in your world. Also, I've talked about the idea of walking in beauty, where everything you say or think or do sows seeds of either beauty or ugliness, love or fear, creation or destruction. That is really, my smudge is really, okay, maybe I need a little smudge. Maybe that's why it's so active. Let's keep it in the bowl. Okay. Anyway, there's some for you. I'm going to put that down here, hoping that it's not going to sting my eyes anymore. Anyway, so everything you have done, said, thought, or seeds that have been planted in your life, and now, just like the nuts and the acorns that the squirrel hasn't found, they have bloomed into a resource for you. If we're planting seeds of beauty, everything we do, you're going to find beauty around you, because those seeds are going to continue, like I said, exponentially to grow and to sprout and to send out more seeds for more beauty and more love. So basically the message is to be here now. Know that you are cared for, that you are loved. The universe wants you to be happy. And that miracles are the natural way of nature. Miracles are the natural unfolding of when we get out of the way. Again, just like in the law of attraction, it's not up to us how something happens. Like with my old model of the GPS system, the universe is our GPS system. And I'm wondering if I should douse that, otherwise I'm going to set off the smoke alarm. Hold on a minute, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I was once doing a clearing on a friend's house, and they had forgotten to turn off the fire alarms. So I'm like smudging and places filling with smoke, and then the alarms went off. And they were the kind that speak. This voice starts going, evacuate, evacuate. And my friends were all embarrassed, like, oh, we should have turned that off. And I'm like, no, don't worry. That they're saying that for the, the negative energy. Evacuate, evacuate. That's the negative energy leaving. Anyway, as a side, trying not to be too distracted tonight. But so it is your presence that makes all the difference in the world. It's your alignment with Spirit, with Creator, that brings the abundance into your life. And, I was talking about the GPS system. So we put the destination, we put in our attentions, what we want to find. And then the GPS gives you step by step how to get there in the quickest, easiest way. That's the universe. We put in our intention of what we want, and then the universe tells us step by step how to find it. We're not there to try to figure out how we're going to get, our millions or whatever. So that's squirrel. So play, have fun. In whatever way you can do, bring joy into your life. Be grateful for your everyday miracles. Look for the everyday miracles, the things that you weren't expecting, because like I said, perception changes the outcomes. And so if you're looking for miracles, if you're looking for opportunities, you're opening up the space for the universe to bring miracles in, to make things like happen in ways that you could never have imagined. Okay? So that's number one. Number two. If two is your card, you got alligator. I love alligator. Alligator is about integration. And why that is because alligator likes to float in the water with just her eyes above the water, right? And her eyes are on the sides of her head. So she can see in like a whole 360 degree radius or what would that be? Radius is only the half diameter, whatever. She can see in 360 degrees all around her. So her life, she is, like I was talking with Squirrel about you being the center of your life. She knows herself to be the center of her life, and she's not fragmented. She knows exactly how this part over here fits with this part over here. Like us, we tend to be fragmented. We have our social life, we have our work life, we have our family life, and a lot of times we don't know how they intersect or how they fit together. Alligator can help you get that panoramic view of how everything fits together so that you can be yourself and realize that is all a reflection of who you are rather than that is the cause of who you are. The other thing about alligator that I love, if this is your card, you may be in the process. So you might be in the process of putting puzzle pieces together of your life. If you've been scattered, if things feel overwhelming and different, it's about helping you come back to the center. Realizing you are the common denominator of everything else in your life. You are the bridge that connects all these different things. All the things that you love or like or are passionate about, no one else has the same exact passions and loves. And so you are the bridge that holds those things together. The other thing about alligator, if this is your card, you may be getting ready for a rebirth. Alligator, though you might not think it, being this big, cold-blooded reptile, you might not know this, but she is one of the best mothers in the animal kingdom. she doesn't, like, she lays her eggs, and then she doesn't only protect the nest to keep, predators out. She actively turns the dirt and the soil in her nest she on hands actively nurtures the life of her eggs, turns them so they get equal amounts of warmth from the sun and coolness from the earth. So that's interesting. So if you feel your world's a little topsy-turvy right now, that might just be the universe turning the soil in the nest, actually nurturing you and taking care of you. You don't have to figure out what to do with that. Relax and enjoy the ride. Know that you are being loved. If you are in the process of being birthed, you're in the egg, you are safer now than you will ever be in your life. The universe is holding space for you, nurturing you. Not only that, when the eggs do hatch, Alligator takes the babies into her mouth, takes them down to the river, and teaches them how to swim. So she's a very hands-on, loving, tender, compassionate mother. And then the babies stick around for like a year or two, I think. It's for a while. And so they're very family-oriented. You might not think that. But part of that is Alligator, another thing is she is a survivor, right? She existed for millions and millions and millions of years unchanged because she is so well adapted to her environment. So she is this unbroken chain of earth goddess wisdom. So if she's coming up for you, that might be another element of what's coming up for you. You might be getting these insights that you don't know where they're coming from, like this wisdom, like this deep, grounded wisdom. You might find yourself being more pulled to spend more time in nature. And it's weird to say that, we have this idea of reptiles, like I said, cold-blooded, uncaring, but but alligator being so close to the earth, just like snakes and lizards, they're like really close to the earth, right? And so they're connected to the earth, and they bring that untamed, feminine, divine feminine, earth goddess wisdom. And that is a big part of what is happening in our world right now. That is a big part of what is rising, despite what may appear in the world. The goddess is rising. The divine feminine is rising. Like they say, the future is feminine, and it's not just because of the women. That's a big part of it. Having women in leadership roles, creating a more feminine, inclusive, circular leadership rather than the pyramid, one in power and blah blah blah. But you know that if you're watching this, you kind of have an idea already. Like this is what is creating all the risk. This is why the structures of patriarchy are in disarray right now, why they're falling, why all those that are trying to hold to the patriarchy are in fear and despair and not sure what the heck is going on, because the goddess is rising. The feminine is rising. Okay, number 3. If 3 is your card, you got the fox. Zorro. Fox medicine is about watching without being seen. Fox is kind of the ninja of the animal kingdom. You know, and fox, like cross-culturally all over the world, fox is associated with illusion and glamour, like putting on illusion, shape-shifting, appearing differently. Fox can lay false trails, can backtrack. That's part of why, unfortunately, fox hunts have been so popular for so many years, because it's a real challenge to pin them down. And so, you know, the main medicine is being like the wind. It's like your cloak of invisibility. You can disappear, and you learn from observation. You learn by watching, and you can disappear at will. Now, fox has actually been popping up in readings recently for clients of mine, and most of the time fox is coming up reversed, and that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean, oh, I have to disappear. The way I interpret fox coming up reversed is it's time to be seen. It's time to stop blending into the wallpaper, and it's time to be seen. It's time to be heard. It's time to drop the illusions. So that might be your message from fox, is stop the pretenses, the illusions, be your authentic self, be the divine presence in the world. Because most of the time we learn that out of fear. You know, we can disappear in the classroom, be invisible so the teacher doesn't call on us, or be invisible so people don't pick on us, and that kind of thing. But it's a great skill. It's like you don't lose that. I like to think of fox medicine, when you develop that, it comes to the point where you can help out people, you can help uplift people, you can, you know, crafty like a fox. They don't only think outside the box. There is no box. They're crazy. They appear crazy because they do crazy things. Because when we look at them with our rules and our boxes, and like, whoa, how the hell did they do that? Because they live on a different reality. And so part of fox, using the illusion part of the fox medicine, the shapeshifter, you can help people see things that they might not otherwise see, and then disappear into the woodwork to allow them to take credit for whatever they're achieving. Does that make sense? So it's like, hey, look at that. And they look and like, oh my God. And they get this huge revelation, and then you disappear. So they can't go back to you. Oh my God, you're amazing. You're great. I'm going to worship you and follow you and whatever. You can leave them with their own credit, with their own revelations. Which is so that they can't, you know, worship the messenger, you know, like Bruce Lee always talked about, don't mistake the finger pointing at the moon for the moon. And so it's about coming in, hey, nudging someone. Did you ever think, what would happen if this happened, or whatever? And then disappearing, you know, putting in that little spark, that little seed of beauty, of wonder, of curiosity, and then disappearing and letting them come to their own conclusions, right? So those are our 3 cards tonight. Again, number 1 was squirrel, number 2 was alligator, and number 3 was the fox. Nothing outfoxes the fox. So awesome. So like I said, I like to do a guided meditation, and we have time, yay! Because everything I just said I'm not going to say it doesn't have value or it's not, or it's wrong or whatever. But again, whatever resonates with you, that is your truth. Whatever I say, if it doesn't resonate, let it go. If it resonates, that's your heart saying, yes, that's it. But everything I say from your perspective is hearsay. And that's why I make it a practice not, people come to me all the time, what's my spirit animal? What's my totem animal? And I refuse to tell people. Not that I'm trying to be mean or anything, but because it's such an intimate thing that I don't want people to discover their animal guides or their totem animals because that person said that this is my totem. I want it to be a first-hand experience so that there's no doubt. You can't, it's like, because if you're told what is, there's always that little space for doubt. Well, they said this is it, but I don't know. But if you experience actually meeting your animal and conversing with them, then it's first-hand knowledge. It's experiential. It's visceral, And once you have an experience, nobody can take that away from you. It's not just hearsay. It's not just words somewhere up here to be debated and criticized or whatever. It's here. It's part of who you are. So, in that vein, I like to do a guided meditation for you to meet whichever animal you called on, or actually these animals volunteered to help you this week. So you will meet one of the ones that you called on. Sometimes you might actually have had people, a whole different animal might show up for them because that's the one that they're supposed to get their message from. But we're gonna go and meet whichever animal is the most meaningful for you at this moment, and to find out from them themselves what their message is for you. That is something I can't tell you. Like I said earlier, everybody's relationship with the animal guides is unique and different. Different animals have different meanings to different people. So I'm going to use my drum, right out the big guns. This is my drum, Cougar Moon. This is the first drum I ever made. In fact, she is almost... Made her in 2008. So she's almost 14 years old. It's a elk skin drum, and it looks like the moon, right? And then it's got these scratches here. The elk that provided the skin for my drum actually survived a cougar attack. So it's got elk medicine as well as cougar medicine. And this is the drum that is most dear to my heart because I actually made it. Birthed it and did ceremony to awaken it. Anyway, so I'm gonna softly beat Cougar Moon here as I do a guided meditation to take you in to meet the animal most appropriate for you to meet tonight. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Hold it for a moment and let it go. Take another deep breath in. Hold it for a moment and let it go. Now bring your awareness to the middle of your forehead, your third eye, and as if it was one of your other two normal eyes, open it up and look out into your imagination. Where you find yourself on the edge of a forest. The forest, the trees are to your back, and in front of you is a great meadow. You can feel the coolness of the trees behind you. You can hear the singing of the birds. And as you step into the meadow, you can feel the warmth of the sun on your face. You can hear the buzz of the insects. You can watch the multicolored dragonflies and butterflies zipping and meandering. You can hear the whooshing of the grass and the wind. And as you look out into the meadow, you see a great big flat rock, just inviting you to come sit on it. So go ahead and walk through the meadow, feeling the grasses brush against your legs, against your fingertips, listening to the insects buzzing and cricking and everything else. And when you get to the rock, go ahead and crawl up on top of it. Make yourself comfortable. Feel the sun-warmed stone beneath you, the warmth of the sun above you, the coolness of a breeze kissing your cheeks, keeping you at the right exact, most comfortable temperature. And you notice there is a river on the other side of the stone that you didn't see from the edge of the meadow, bubbling away, relaxing you with all the sounds and the smells and the sights. And so from this point, this is our meeting point. We invite whichever animal has volunteered to walk with you this week to come and meet you. They might come from the grass, out of the ground, from the river, but they will come to meet you here at this meeting place. And when they arrive, greet them, thank them for coming. You can pet them on the head, scratch them behind the ears if that's appropriate. But look in their eyes and feel the love and the connection they have for you. So now I'm going to be quiet for a moment or two, and I want you to ask them, what is your message for me at this time? What have you come to help me with in this week? So I will be quiet so you can converse with them and find out what they have to say. Then comes the time to say farewell. Thank them for coming to meet you. Thank them for walking with you in this week with their gifts, their love, their wisdom. Say farewell for now, knowing they are always with you. You can always return to this place, this magical meadow, and see them again, ask them again what you need to know. But for now, it's time to let them return to where they came from. And if no one has appeared to you, you didn't get your answers at this moment, know they are still with you. Pay attention to your dreams, your meditations, the conversations around you this coming week, and know that the answers will come. So it comes time to return to our three-dimensional world. Become aware of what you are sitting on, the room around you, whatever sounds there might be. Come back into your body. You can wiggle your toes and your fingers. You can tap on your legs, your arms, to bring yourself physically back all the way. And at your own time, when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and come back to this place in physical reality, completely aware, completely awake. Oh. Whew. How was that for everybody? I would love to hear if you want to put in the comments, etc., or even you can send me a personal message or email me with what you found, what you heard. If you have questions, I'm always happy to help sort out meanings of things if you don't understand the message or whatever. And like I said, if no one showed up, there is no getting this wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Pay attention to your dreams. It means that this was not the correct avenue for that information, that feeling, whatever message it was to come. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the conversations around you this coming week. Pay attention to, like, see if this animal all of a sudden pops up on the internet, or you see them in a newspaper or magazine article or something. They are with you whether you could see them or hear them or not, okay? For they are here. These cards are not just symbolic. This is not just some, oh yeah, this is what squirrel means. And these are sentient, these are animal guides, sentient, independent, sovereign beings who choose to come and help you. They are available this week. Call on them, ask them to share their strength, to share their wisdom. Because whatever they came to help you with, how do I put it? You might find little challenges in whatever area that they're coming to help you with. That's why they're coming to help you grow, to give you more strength and confidence in yourself, to help empower you. In fact, in shamanism, they're not just animal spirit guides, we call them power animals, because they actually bring us power. They plug into universal power to source energy, and then they step down that vibration to a frequency that we can physically handle. And as we work with them, that channel opens and opens. So they're constantly, it's another connection to source. It's another connection to creator, to God, goddess, whatever you want to call a divine being. And know that they are bringing you more power. So whatever happens, you can handle it. I promise. Okay? Seems like I was going to say something else. If you came in late and you missed some of the earlier stuff, I'm going to share this to my Facebook page and also upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel. If you want to re-watch the guided journey part, you can pull that back up and watch it. You know, if you didn't get a message the first time, you can try that, see if it might work when you're not on the spot and watching this live. That might help. Oh, beautiful. Mary had a cheetah come with patience. I love that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I love Cheetah has been coming up a lot lately too. And he's not even in this deck, because this deck is North American animals. So it's so cool that an animal, the right animal that needed to talk to you came in, you know, outside the normal box of expectation. That makes it even more profound and more valid in a way, because that's not what it's those things that happen, those little surprises and unexpected happenings that validates the reality of this work. So that is so cool. I love cheetahs. They're actually the only cat whose claws are not totally retractable. And that's how they can run so fast, because their claws are always out. Just a little extra, if that helps. So thank you everyone for watching. I so appreciate your presence here. This is one of the highlights of my week. I really enjoy this. And it means so much to me that you continue to watch and that people seem to be actually getting things out of this. So that is so awesome. If you're interested, if you enjoy this, think about coming to me for a personal reading. You get 5 cards at least, sometimes even more, focused on you and whatever's going on, not just this generalized, New York Times horoscope kind of thing. You get 5 animals coming up to help specifically what you need to know, what you need to do, what you need to pay attention to, or whatever. And I so love doing that work. So come see me for that. If you're local, I'm in Renton, down at the Four Sisters Holistic Remedies, downtown Renton. We can do live readings, or if you're not local, even if you are local and you'd rather do a Zoom call, we can do that. But I can do Zoom calls, Zoom readings. So check that out. Check out my website, perchingwolfstudios.net, to see the other services I offer as well. And you can connect with me there. You can email me, text me to set up an appointment. I'm trying to get my online appointment thingy going, so that frees me up to be able to do more of this kind of stuff. But that hasn't happened yet. And I do soul retrievals and healings and such as well. So that is so amazing. I love doing soul retrievals and fairy doctoring. And I plan on doing some other videos explaining what all those are. But if any of that resonates with you, check out my website to read more about it. And if it still resonates with you, let's set up an appointment and get you empowered. Yeah. Also, if you enjoy, if you're feeling called to the shamanic path, if you like what I talk about, if you're curious and you want to learn even more how to connect to your spirit guides personally, coming up this coming Saturday, the 12th, and then again on the 26th, 2 weeks after that, from 2 to 5, I will be doing a Zoom Introduction to Shamanic Journey class. So you'll get you'll get like the overview, the history, the cosmology of shamanism, what it is, what a shaman does, who the spirit guides are, all of that stuff. And then at the end, we do, I actually teach you how to do a shamanic journey, which is using the drum, that beat of the drum, to entrain your brain, and that to like a theta level, so that you can travel to the spirit realms and actually communicate. You will meet your personal power animal guide in that class, and once you learn that, everything else is frosting as far as learning. I heard that once you know how to journey, every other class in shamanism you take is just learning what questions to ask. So it changed my life. When I first got divorced, that was the first thing I did, was took a shamanic journey class, And look at me now. Woohoo! It is an amazing, difficult, and rewarding path. So if any of that sounds good to you, check out my website. Oh, it's not on my web. I need to put that. I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to put it on my website. It's on my Facebook page. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, go ahead and look at my events. You'll find the classes on there and the information how to sign up. I love teaching people. I love teaching people and seeing how their faces and their lives light up when they can actually personally connect with their own guidance. It's amazing. So, and that's my job, is to empower you. So, anything else I need to talk about? And if you enjoyed this and you feel so moved, I have my PayPal link below. I gratefully accept donations. Oh, sorry, someone just messaged me. I gladly heartfeltly accept your donations, your support. The more I get supported, financially to take care of my needs, the more time and energy I get to share with you to help empower you and help guide you along your spiritual path. So anything is appreciated. Nothing is required. This is free. This is from my heart to you. And I think that is it for now. So we do this every Monday. If you're new here, please join us again next week. Please share this video. If you want to help support me and don't have money, feel free to share this as compensation, whatever. Not that any is required again, but feel free to share this video. Invite your friends, share it with your friends, tag friends, whatever. Kind of get the word out there. And I think that's it. So, and Wednesday nights, if you're interested, I also do another live video at 7 o'clock on Wednesday nights. I'm also a sacred pipe carrier, so I do an hour or so of a ceremony with the sacred pipe. You might know it as the peace pipe from Hollywood, but I basically hold space, do the ceremony, and offer people that space to connect to spirit, to send their intentions and prayers, and just to have an hour to breathe and to let the world off their shoulders in the middle of their week. So if that sounds interesting, please join me there. That is also free. I think that's it. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for your presence, for the energy and the love you bring with you here. I so appreciate it. Until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will see you soon. Go shining. All right. Bye.